Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host Brian,
What's going on, everybody?
Brett,
What's up?
and host of the Strat Chat Pod, Kyle Petty.
Ooh.
Back to talk Survivor 46. This is episode 5. Tiki Man. This was a very repeatable episode of Survivor this season. Glad to have Kyle's perspective. The Strat Chat Pod, they cover Survivor weekly. Great in-depth coverage. You guys should definitely check that out. So we're definitely going to kick the Kyle here in a second. To me, though, I just feel like we're getting a little repetitive in the structure of the season. We did have a different tribe actually go to tribal for once, which brought for a little bit of a nice change up here for us. But I'm kind of my criticism is the Beware Advantage and the Journey popping up in every episode so far, 5 episodes in, and I do think they need to change the variety up. I don't understand why it is not. There aren't reward challenges and immunity challenges every episode when we're getting 2 hours or 90 minutes of Survivor. I'm gonna kind of let everybody else kind of cover the specifics of the episode, but I just still have an issue here with the structure itself for me. Kyle, what did you think overall of this episode?
It was kind of a snooze fest. I think we're missing the reward challenge because they're so wrapped up in going on these journeys, which I don't love, and I love them even less this season because now not even everyone is participating. There's like one or two people just walking away from it, just opting out. Like, what was the point of this? Like, it used to be that because you went on the journey you had to take part in whatever the activity was. Like, remember that big like climb up the mountain, and you had this decision to make, and it's like we're not even doing that anymore. And it's like it's just if this is replacing a reward challenge, like I want my money back.
Well, with that being said, there's no opportunity to like screw over the other person, which was that option makes it interesting. Like with the
Mm-hmm.
sandwich amulets thing, at least last year, and then with Jelinski, where they had to like, oh, do I lie? Do I not lie? With this, I mean, I like the journey in the sense that Q is being strategic and saying like, hey, you get a person, I get a person, you get a person, we'll make a final six. And that'll be interesting. But I do think the fact that they were just like, oh, who wants to do it? Oh, we don't want to do it. You can do it. And then like they all agreed and there wasn't really any stakes, I guess, other than, the dude lost, but that was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and especially because it's this dumb, stupid, fucking fan service challenge where we got to guess logos of Survivor. Like these guys are hungry to make. I don't know. It bothered me. I just think it's such a waste of time.
Yeah.
And then the thing about the Q thing, I like the idea, but again, it's just like, are these people going to be here in the next 3 days? So I mean, I know we're making these promises, but I mean, it just doesn't matter because I don't know.
Right. Like, are the people going to be there? And it's like, you don't even know who you're talking to. At least, if you want to defend the journey a little bit, like we can go back and say, like, at least years ago, you did have that trek up the mountain and to be some talking and some sharing. We have this a little bit of a trauma bond because this was physically draining and exhausting. They're just arriving via boat to this random sand spit, having a great time, wind in their hair or lack thereof, and then we're making this decision. Oh, let's team up with these other people. I don't even know you. This is my first conversation with you, and I've just signed on to be in an alliance with you and three other people I've never even met. Well, at least two, rather, two the
What
people
could
I've
go
never
wrong?
met. And it's like, right. And it's like, I don't even know how that other person plays. Like, what if they see me as a threat? Did they agree to work with me? What kind of an alliance are you even really forming on this journey? So, like, the social aspect is even lost a little bit because, like, we're not making plans that actually would ever amount to anything.
I I do respect it from Q's point of view because Q right now going into a merge, there's only going to be 3 of them, right?
Yeah,
He
right.
knows he's going to be stuck in a
I
minority.
guess
So I
some
think it was
numbers are better than none. I
I
guess
think
so
it's
roll the
smart of him.
dice. But
Hypothetically, if it worked, he just went into a from a position of 3 to 6 right now. I just think it's really complicated alliance to arrange, right? You guys said they've never met each other, and they're all going to
Right,
get
because
looks
that
like
person could want you out, and now you're trying. Like, let's just say, in the sense that maybe you have like the stronger say here. It's up against this person, this person. You're defending them with the two that you came into the alliance with to protect them, and the very next vote, they vote you out because they never had any intention of working with you in the first place. Like, how do you form an alliance with someone you don't even know who they are? Like, it's
Preseason
just silly.
Q alluded to the fact that he knew Hunter was a Mississippi boy. So I'm not surprised he wants to try to work with him, as well as Tim. I feel like is a good guy for him to like. The fact that it was like the three dudes that went to that thing was very much a like, yo, let's do a bro alliance and then have our goats.
the
So I think it made
problem with even trying to form these alliances with what we've seen in the most recent seasons of New Survivor is that when they do the merge, we're not going to get cool challenges. We're going to get random teams split into random threes. And then those random 5 people who come in last place, those are the people that are going to be in tribal. And then it doesn't matter if people have made alliances or make backstabs because you just get these random samplings, basically like a Vietnam draft. And these are the people that end up in the damn tribal council every week. But it's the truth. They don't. I want full tribes going to tribals at the merge. I don't want these mishmatch bullshit. And I have a feeling next week we're not going to see a full tribal. We're going to see like 4 or 5 mishmash bullshit, and I'm going to be annoyed. And we're going to be doing this review
No, it's
at
gonna be
11:30.
fucking Mergatory next week, where they jerk off to that stuff now. Like, oh, guess what? Not so
You don't have a
fast.
buff yet.
One of you is gonna have to pick a team to side with, and it's just like,
Oh, fuck me, Jeff. All right, like really.
Everybody is really like hurting Brett's soul right now. Like, you're
Because he knows we're right. He's laughing though. Because he knows we're right.
hurting my soul.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, no, I agree with you. I once I looked through the notes I had on this episode, I was like, what the hell even happened? I have like literally one, I don't even have to scroll to see all my notes because
Right.
nothing happened. And I think I don't know if they've done this in the last few seasons, maybe not, but with this one, I think the majority of the people that are getting screen time are the ones that are going home. I mean, we had Jelinski, episode 1. Jess, episode 2, had a decent bit. Banu definitely had a lot of screen time. And then even with the Green Tribe, everything revolved around Jem, who was inevitably the one to go home.
Yeah,
So
Siga.
losers are getting most of the screen time, so we don't really know what's happening with like the rest of them.
Gem, they lose the immunity challenge. They sit down and speak as a tribe. She blatantly says, "Look, I need to. I'm going to go idol hunt. I don't want to do it as a group. Like I want to try to separate and see if I can get myself an idol." Respected that, right? This chick goes back because she already had the beginning part. She goes back, does all the bullshit with the machete. She pulls it off. I was like, good for her.
Yeah, I was
Safe.
impressed.
Congratulations. Like you guaranteed yourself to the merge.
Terrible.
I thought I missed it. Like I was like, oh, I didn't see her play the immunity idol, but she definitely played it. Like I was like looking at my phone, like texting with you guys. And then when she got voted out, I went, wait, what? I said, she just played it by default, right? Like she just walked in there and was like,
I have to.
What? Like, what was the point?
yeah, if you're gonna make statements like I'm gonna go idol hunting alone, like what? I don't understand.
Okay, so I think she thought she was in a majority alliance, which she was until she got betrayed by the Maria Taylor Swift guy duo. But I
Charlie.
think it's a good move. You don't find an idol
Charlie.
played immediately. Like she thought she was in a good spot. She just wasn't because she was an idiot and she kept saying dumb things like, "Hey, I'm gonna go look for an idol," and then like walking up to Ben with a machete made him feel some type of way. And like just we saw the interaction with them too. She was very just like not. That was not like that was
Full on
not
China shop.
yeah.
Right. So if you're gonna do those things, then you need to like, hey, maybe I should play it. Like,
Yeah,
man,
just to
the
be
gameplay
sure.
is just so terrible lately. But man, some of these are the best players we've ever seen.
Hey, I'm approaching people in the jungle and they literally won't make eye contact with me. Maybe I should like play my immunity idol. Like,
Well, she knew those two guys were probably coming after her, but she didn't know Maria was going to betray her.
yeah, well, she was annoying and she annoyed Maria. And there comes down to People need to remember that. And that used to happen in Survivor all the time. In classic Survivor, people get voted out all the time. It's like, you just annoy the shit out of me. Just see you. Bye. I want more of that too.
You know what's really annoying me about these new seasons is like because 3-person tribe and like I've been watching Australian Survivor and the tribes are huge. I miss people being mad when somebody writes their name down one time and they're like, "I'm gunning for you, no matter what happens."
Yep.
Like that doesn't happen anymore because
Right.
either you don't have your vote or you like there's only 2 people, so you got to vote for somebody. Like you can't have a burner vote like
And
to
you have a
take somebody out
2/3
or
chance
crusade.
of not going the tribal council. You used to have a 50-50 shot every week of going the tribal council. Now you only have a 33% chance of going every week. It's not even a bad deal.
No.
It's not that hard to get to the
Yeah,
merge.
and another thing that really just grinded my gears. When they like acted like they won the challenge, they got second place. Like, why are we rewarding second place? Why are we doing this?
Right.
They should
It's
both
so
go to
lame.
tribal.
Switch it up. Send both
Yeah.
losers to tribal one week.
Yeah. Well, either do 2 tribes or send them both to tribal, and I don't really care how long the season is, but like, let's keep it moving. They're just like, oh, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like to win. I'm like, you technically didn't even
Oh my
win.
god,
You got
we were
second.
so cold. Like,
What if, like, I mean, they like casting like the PC super fan people. They like having the small tribes. What if we just put more people on each one of these
Yeah, it's
tribes?
something. Yeah, I
and just
agree.
Get rid
yeah,
of
and they
two
can
every
lose
week?
too.
Yeah, I'm fine. I would be totally fine with that. They do something different because this show stinks.
I listen, and I'm not saying it's the same type of show. When Brian and I review shows, like we had like F Boy Island, they sent home 3 dudes a week. And it's like it still have people by the end, and it's still like just as long of a season, right? You know what I mean? Like you can do that.
Yeah, you brag about all these applicants that come in, and like you don't like, oh, only 24 can make it. Like, just open the field up. Get with it. You can fit more losers on the beach. You already do it anyways. Just bring them all in.
Loser Beach.
That's what it
Survivor
is.
47, Loser Beach.
Survivor in the challenge. Just cast more people and then just get rid of them
Yeah, just clip people
at a
off,
quicker
man.
rate.
I would love to see.
Yeah, to
15
take
losers
both
go
of those
home.
ideas, I think I'd be very excited because I've really been a very, very large supporter of the 2 tribe format.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm down for adding people. And like, if you want to have 3 tribes, why don't you make them just as large? Like they can be
Right.
like 12, 13 person tribes. You can have 3 of them, but when you win immunity, only one gets
Yeah.
it. You've got a double tribal for like as long as it takes. So you're not really like elongating the game by that much, and like that would be worth 90 minutes.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know?
You're giving us 90 minutes. Like,
Yes, let me see something.
As soon as Charlie and Ben, is that the other guy's name? Ben? As
Then
soon as they started saying song lyrics again, I wanted to punch. I had Arthur fist. I was so angry. Like, oh, I'm so sick of seeing this loser content. It's loser content.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me so angry.
Dude, I don't want to hear that it would be watered down and that you couldn't do something like that. We reviewed the damn Squid Game. They had 456 people when the season started, and I could still talk to you about 10 of those people from that season. So again, it does not matter how many you start with. You start with a lot of bodies, then we can have big challenges, votes, and like you said, if people be mad, and guess what? By the time we get to the merge, even though there might have been a lot of people in play, now there's a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of relationships, like Brian said, and people who are scorned by people because we did it. It's not that hard. Guess what, Jeff? If you don't want to know how to make a really good season of Survivor, watch your own goddamn show and go on fucking Netflix or anywhere in Paramount and watch your old seasons, bub. But instead, the problem with fucking Jeff Probst is he hears all these criticisms and he fights back with people on Twitter and he tells us like we're wrong. And he was telling us why Banu was such a great person to have cast last week. He was dying on that hill.
He's losing it. They need to just get rid of him and just like replace him and just really rejuvenate.
Why does he need to be the producer? Just be.
You need to have like a board. Like a board, you know how like when you have like a big
board.
Fortune 500 company, there's like you got to get approval from the board, and Jeff's just there. That's what they need. Like
board's
they need
right
to add
here,
another
Jeff.
layer above him, like to come down on his ass when he's casting these they're just losers. I keep saying it, but they're just losers. This loser TV.
I gotta tell you, like Survivor UK at this point, the much ballyhooed reboot, I actually enjoyed that much more than I'm
Not
enjoying.
that hard
this.
to enjoy something more than this right now.
And even if they do make bigger tribes of 3, then they could even maybe think of a new challenge for once in the new era.
Steal one from another show.
Yeah, or bring back some old cool ones. Like
Brett
always says, get them physical. Like I want to at this point, I want to see these people I don't like getting beat up. At least it'll be interesting.
Why don't you just copy Australian Survivor?
I honestly don't think any of the things we just said will ever happen.
No, they never will.
No, of course not, because
The
they're good
only thing-
ideas.
the only thing they could do
Because they're good ideas.
that they might be willing to do is 2 tribes. Just throw it
Yeah.
back to 2 real quick and give it a shot
agree
and
with
see what
that.
happens.
And less journeys.
Challenge is more physical. That's a lawsuit. Jeff has too much control. I mean, the state of the American economy and lawsuits and all this stuff, like it's just probably not going to happen as far as making things more physical.
I could even get past the not more physical. Just get back to the roots here. 2 tribes, reward and immunity. That's it. That's really all I need. Get out of here with this beware advantage crap.
Please,
I don't
no
need
more
all
lose
these extra
votes.
twists. Like, no more lose a vote. I don't want anyone to have less agency. That's what makes the game interesting. When the person who is that social outcast, that person I don't want to deal with, you know what? I am forced to treat them as something because they have just as much of a say as I do. A number is still in it. That's interesting. Like, to want somebody like roll their eyes, like, oh my gosh,
You're irrelevant.
yes, I have to have a conversation with so and so. Like, that's good.
I'd rather get rid of losing votes. I'd rather just give out more votes. At least people like do something. I don't want
that's
people
way
to go
more
sit in
fun.
tribal.
I do love the extra vote. Extra vote is very exciting. That sounds like a board game to me.
Yeah.
Just on this turn only, I have an extra say. That's a much more fun roll of the dice than somebody losing their agency.
It at least gives, like a person more power to do something versus like, oh, hey, I got no power. I ain't going to do shit. I'm just
go sit in the corner and don't say anything in tribal.
Yeah, I hate that.
And of course, when Jeff goes into tribal, they always show that person talking the most. And it's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Your fucking mouth and get out.
Can't even vote.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, you know what Jeff does? He just rolls over, puts his head between his legs, and smells his own ass because what is he watching? What is he watching? It's not fun to watch.
The shout out Australia Survivor do stuff where it's like, oh, hey, we have this person, we hate their guts, we're voting them out. Guess what? You got to vote them over to the other tribe, and then they're gonna double
something
agent or not be a double
Switch
agent.
it up.
Yeah, just do something new every season instead of doing like
and little twists like that. Like, I don't mind. It's the lose a vote thing that is really, really irritating to me, and taking up the time with the journey that now only a third of the people who go participate. What is that? Like, that sucks.
I've been saying for seasons now, about 5 seasons, you should not need to have a spreadsheet to watch Survivor or any reality TV show, and I can't keep track of who has beware advantages, regular idols, who has lost the vote already because of a dumb journey. Like, I totally forgot when that, like, oh, you don't have one. I was like, oh shit, all right, well, I forgot about that. That was 2 episodes ago, but like, there's so much bullshit going on that, like, why am I going to remember that?
If we take over, we need to have a season where there's no idols, but we just put stuff out in the wilderness. Like, hey, you got to dig here to find out. There's nothing there, so they just start going. Everyone starts going crazy. No one loses a vote. No one gets any advantages. They're just paranoid because all these things are there to trick them to other things, and they're not there.
Yep, just like I said, the no traders season of the traders.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think it's good conversation for a mediocre week of Survivor. Bye Gem. I'm looking forward to talking Merge next week. Kyle, where can people find you?
At Stretch Chat Pod. Thursdays at 9, Big Brother Canada. Far more exciting than what Survivor 46 has been. But we are continuing to carry that torch live Mondays at 9 as well. And you'll get to actually hear from other people who are far more excited than I.
God bless. You can check out all of our other reality reviews here on the channel. We are covering The Amazing Race, so we have your CBS Wednesday block covered. We're covering any kind of competition reality, any kind of dating reality series. We have you covered everywhere. So look at all our playlists. I think you'll find something you enjoy. But for myself, Brian, Brett, Kyle, thank you so much for watching. And until the next review, see ya.